Second Cup is brought to you by Roswell Park Comprehensive Care Center.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock on the start of a Wednesday. Welcome to Second Cup. We're so glad you're with us to start the day. Hey, you know, the weather is changing very, very quickly.
Gosh, yeah.
Today, we go from windy and warm-ish
I mean, it really is warmish. If you step outside, it's like 40.
It was nice.
Yeah.
But tomorrow...
Don't get used to that.
Right, exactly. It completely changes. I mean,
Yeah.
literally by tonight, we're going to be almost in the single digits overnight.
And we're getting snow.
Right. So you're going to wake up tomorrow morning. You're going to have some snow on your ground. If you have a garage, tonight's a good night to park in the garage. Tomorrow, if you don't, you're going to be brushing the snow off your car.
Tomorrow you're getting up early and doing a little extra work. Get your day going.
Poor Katie. Anyway.
Now I'm going to tell Russ I think he should take the garage spot tonight.
He does. Lucky for us, we have a...
You squish both in?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll tell Russ I should take the garage spot tonight.
Yeah, right. Come on in. Glad you're with us to start the day. Listen, yesterday we were talking about the NHL Draft coming to Buffalo and how exciting that was.
Realistically, also what we were doing was campaigning for new roles.
I think additional roles.
Yeah. Oh, in addition to what we do.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. We just love taking on additional work.
But also, one thing that we're now learning is that this massive cruise line, well, I shouldn't say massive, this cruise line is coming to Western New York, American Cruise Line, and they're bringing people along the Great Lakes from Buffalo, kind of doing this big horseshoe throughout all of the Great Lakes. And that's awesome for Western New York, which can only drive our economy and drive the interest in Buffalo even further.
So what it means is we're talking about many more people coming to Western New York, whether it be for this one singular event, the NHL Draft, and then how are we getting ready for that? What do we have to have prepared? And then also for this cruise line, which is going to be having these cruises throughout the summer.
So yesterday, I was talking about how... Number one, I had emailed Sean Ryan's office in the city of Buffalo trying to get some information about, okay, well, the NHL Draft is coming. What are we doing in the meantime to get things prepared 6 months ahead of time? Because you know that sometimes there's just been this much of a plan before anyone comes.
And we've identified these specific things that we were thinking, hey, we've been following up on these and looking into these for frankly, years when it comes to some of them.
One of the things that I emailed the city about was the Buffalo Grand Hotel. I asked what's going to be done with the former hotel. The Scanlon administration started abandonment proceedings. What is the Ryan administration doing, and will those processes continue, and what's the timeline? Here's the answer. According to the Sean Ryan camp in City Hall, active hotel space is critical to our city's growth in tourism. We simply cannot afford to leave downtown's largest hotel vacant for another 5 years.
Right.
Our administration is reviewing the abandonment proceedings and all other options available to get the Buffalo Grand up and running as quickly as possible, he says. We aren't ruling anything out, but it is not in the best interest of taxpayers, Ryan says, for the city to take on a hotel without a clear, viable financial plan to return it to private use and active operation. We are still reviewing all of the options available to the city, but we are treating this as a priority. Step one, right?
Sure.
So what's to come of the Buffalo Grand? They want to make sure that they can get this up and running ASAP.
What I don't love is there's no timeline. What I do know is it's probably not possible to even get one right now. And I get that.
Absolutely. The other issue, canal side. We know Heritage Point has like a couple of steel beams hanging out. They look like...
It has had.
Right, exactly.
Steel beams hanging out.
Honestly, it's like a fossil, a shell of what it could be. And so I said Heritage Point continues to sit idle because the state can't terminate the contract with Sinatra. But this has become an eyesore and a mark on the city from tourists. How is the city pushing this project forward with or without Sinatra? Here's the answer from the Ryan camp. No one is happy about the lack of progress on Heritage Point. Canal side cannot remain idle construction site indefinitely. This is one of the most visible development sites in our city, and the current situation projects the wrong message to visitors of our city. No kidding. We don't have any progress to announce today, but it's a problem we're actively working to solve.
Okay. And we know that there is red tape there. The governor talked about that.
Absolutely. But what we heard from Jeff Russo's reporting is that this could be done well into next year. We're talking 2027 before this is even possibly finished.
All right, so let's get to our final point because we've got a lot of people want to touch on these cruises here.
Okay, and then in downtown Buffalo, very little for tourists to do. Big problems keeping businesses open.
Which could also be something that we talk about when we move people into cruising
Absolutely.
here.
So Sean Ryan says he's already working with downtown businesses and property owners, Buffalo Place, and Visit Buffalo Niagara to better understand how we can work together to support downtown businesses and re-energize downtown for residents and visitors alike. So this is a big issue for not only the Ryan administration, but also for our tourism officials like Patrick Kaler from Visit Buffalo Niagara.
Who, lucky for us, is joining us live today, agreed to come on to Second Cup to chat with us. Good morning to you, Patrick. Thanks for being with us today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. And I have to correct you. We have changed our name. We are now just Visit Buffalo.
Yes, I knew it. I heard it coming out of my mouth, Patrick. I apologize.
That's
knew
okay.
It was wrong.
Patrick, would you like for me to shove him off the chair here or something?
No, I still struggle with it too. And people say, you almost said Niagara, didn't you? And I'm like, yeah, you felt that really awkward, hard stop.
You know what? We've been through that too because we've done a name change here.
Yeah, it used to be 7 Eyewitness News.
And we'd be like, then we were going from 7 News. Yeah, we totally
so
understand. Yep.
All right, Patrick. So this is a great opportunity for Buffalo. We're talking the NHL Draft, but we're also talking these cruises. So I kind of want to break down everything. I mean, like we're talking $2.5 million economic impact from the draft alone. But what about the cruises? What are we thinking in terms of economic impact here?
Yeah, it's going to be big. And so this year we have 4 cruises that will be coming through. It's a smaller boat. It's about 200 to 250 passengers. And it will be docking at the Miss Buffalo slip at Canal Side because the new terminal building will be under construction in 26 to then be opened in 27, where we'll be able to open or welcome larger ships that will be coming through. So this actually gives us an opportunity to kind of test it out and see how we're doing, because this is really a very lucrative new visitor profile that we'll be bringing to Buffalo and to the region. We've already been working with the 6 different cruise lines that are already on the lakes themselves, and they have 8 different ships. There are more ships that are under construction right now, but this is going to be really fun for Buffalo to see these ships coming into our destination. There are 2 types of different cruises. So we could either be a port city, which means that a cruise could begin and end here in Buffalo, which means we'll get overnights at our hotels, which, makes me very happy because we are funded through bed tax. But then we can also be a port of call, which is what we will be for these American Cruise Lines ships that will be coming in this year. And that just means we'll be a stop along the itinerary for that particular cruise.
Yeah, Kathy says those cruise ships are beautiful. They are stunning, and some of them just built in 2025. They're gorgeous. But Patrick, the cost.
Yeah, can you kind of break that down for us? I mean, that's one of the top comments that we're getting right now. Okay, so it's about between, let's say, $13,000 and $14,000 per person to take this 2-week cruise. So about $1,000 a day.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. So these are very well-off, affluent people that are taking these cruises. The great thing too is they get a little taste when they go into these ports, and their propensity to return on future trips to a particular destination, such as Buffalo, and they'll bring their friends and family with them because they've got a little bit of a taste of it, and they're like, "Oh, I'm very intrigued to go back." So, and these cruise ships are not like your typical Carnival cruise. You won't see Kathy Lee out on the Lido deck. There's no pool, there's no casino, but they're very upscale ships. So, and they do have an international appeal as well. So we will be working very closely with representation in the United Kingdom as well as Germany, because their passengers love to come and cruise the Great Lakes.
That's so cool.
All right, Kathy's bringing up a point saying it's still cheaper than taking your family to Disney.
Absolutely, no doubt. But though Barbara, look at what she says. As a frequent cruiser and a Western New Yorker, I'm very excited for our community. This is huge. Yeah. This is a big deal. Yeah. And if we're talking about, an upper scale, an upper echelon, upper socioeconomic class, spending their money here, it can only bode well for Western New York and Buffalo as a whole.
For sure. So, as I said, we've been working with these cruise lines about their excursions when they come to Buffalo. They know their people too. And so one of the cruise lines, they have a particular interest in presidential history, as well as outdoor recreation. So it's as well, arts and culture, but I mean, it's a wide range. They're going to want to go to our wing stops as well. So it's been fun for my team to work with the cruise ships and help them develop their itineraries.
Patrick, let me ask you too, because we heard what the city had to say too about the Buffalo Grand, right? And we know back in
Yep.
the day here, the Adams Mark was one of our top hotels, and now we've kind of watched it fall into disrepair here. From your perspective, and as someone who is helping to bring all of these different events, all of these people into Western New York, what needs to happen with our hotel scene? Do we have
Yeah.
enough happening right now? And what do we do with that? I mean, really, it's becoming itself. We talk about Heritage Point as an eyesore. It's becoming itself
Oh, it's
something like
horrible,
that. There's
Patrick.
broken wind. I mean, it's right next
The
to our
graffiti.
station, so
Yeah.
right. Can I get your
Oh,
take on that?
oh yeah, that eyesore breaks my heart every time I drive by it, and the potential that we're losing out on those 500 rooms within that property. Even in 2025, we lost 32 pieces of business who would have booked Buffalo if we had those 500 rooms, which means we lost about $50 million worth of future economic impact as well.
Wow.
Because
Can we just pause for a second?
yeah.
Is that like conventions?
Yeah. What do you
Conventions.
mean pieces of business?
Yeah, so convention business. I'm sorry, I wasn't clear on that. So, meeting planners who would have booked Buffalo, because we do have capacity in the downtown area right now with with the other hotels, but meeting planners don't like to sign multiple contracts. So to have 500 rooms under one roof is very helpful. So right now we're having to spread those 500 rooms to 8 different hotels on top of the what we would use at the Hyatt as well as the Westin and our other properties nearby. So that becomes a big challenge for us when we are selling the community. Now there are some meeting planners that are, they love Buffalo, they want to come to Buffalo, so they'll overlook that. But like I said, we lost 32 pieces of business who would have booked for futures. That wouldn't have all been for 26, but for future years, we're booking into 2030 at this point. So to have those types of pieces of business on the books for the hotels, for our restaurants, for our nightlife, for our attractions, that's just money that we've left on the table at this point.
Wow. Because realistically, if you're bringing people in, you want your people under one roof.
Well, and
Yes.
right, we know Buffalo has a problem right now with its budget. And Patrick, I wonder, how frustrating is this for you as a tourism official, as somebody who is working to bring eyes and people to Western New York, to know that we are losing out on these tens of millions of dollars and all of this possibility?
Yeah, well, I mean, the last year has been a big challenge for us, but I want to go back to 2024 when we saw record travel spend in Erie County. It was $2.7 billion in overall visitor spend in Erie County alone. So, going into 25, we were very hopeful. But then, of course, the vernacular coming out of Washington, D.C. towards our Canadian neighbors wasn't so favorable. And Canadians typically make up about 35 to 40% of our overall visitation in Buffalo and Erie County. And that was pretty much turned off. And so because they weren't happy with, the thought of the United States taking them over and making them a 51st state. I was beat up through social media, my phone, my email from Canadians. Look, I don't agree with that sentiment. I want you to be your own country. We want you to, come and visit Buffalo. But we've seen a big drastic turn in our overall Canadian visitor. Even our attractions are seeing anywhere from 35 to 40% drops in their day trippers from
Wow.
Canada. Now, I will say, we're probably going to end the year flat as far as our hotel occupancy and our overall hotel revenue, which is great news. But that's because our budget at Visit Buffalo last year, we now receive 100% of the county bed tax. So my budget went from 4 million to about 10 million. And
Wow.
so that's allowed us to attract more meetings and conventions, amateur athletic events, as well as go into some new growth potential markets. Now, I'm not saying we've gone into Boston, and you talked about our duck boat that was wrapped
Yeah.
in Boston, but we have started advertising in some new what we call growth potential markets, because we know that they were coming even without our advertising, but they were also staying about 4.8 nights while they were here in comparison to where we were advertising with our limited funds in Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and they spend about 1.5 nights per night. So
Interesting.
we're now
Yeah.
investing in Boston, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Chicago. But like I said, we're not just flipping the switch and now we're seeing a lot of people. It's going to take sustainable funding to go into those markets, but we are starting to see a little bit of an uptick just from our initial advertising.
Great. Well, because you're not going to come from Boston and, either make the drive or take the flight and only stay for a day.
Right.
Like
Right,
Cleveland, yeah, we
exactly.
get to and from it in, 3 hours. So
Exactly.
just
You're
wanna-
making a commitment to come at that point.
I want to go to some of the comments here, Patrick. Sorry, I'm reading Peter's
You're Peter,
comment. He's wondering, has there been a decrease of Canadians flying out of the Buffalo airport?
Yes, there has been. And the airport has, relied on those travelers coming across the border. And I think it's going to be interesting to see now that we're in January and February with those Canadian snowbirds. We haven't seen any of the data yet on that, but that's going to be very interesting to see what happens with the Canadians coming across to use the airport. But that has been kind of their, bread and butter at the airport and for the airlines. But I will also say that while our cross-border traffic has drastically been reduced, we are up 3% year over year on our overall airport traffic, and we have added more seats. We've added more flights. We have larger planes as well coming into Buffalo. So again, where we've lost some of those Canadians coming across, other people are coming into our destination and using our airport.
Okay. Patrick, okay, we want to bring up Anita's comment here. Wonder if Buffalo planners consult with thriving cities like Pittsburgh to get tips on upgrading the waterfront.
We are always looking at what our comparison cities are, and one of the cities that we look at quite often is Milwaukee. They've got it really going on, and they are doing they're killing it on the cruises. They're actually adding more slips in Milwaukee for their cruise ships because they have well over probably close to 50 different cruise lines that are or cruise destinations that are coming through Milwaukee. But we do look at all of those cities because it's really important for us to, we don't want to copy what they're doing, but learn from what they've done, learn from their mistakes as well. And you've talked about Canal Side and what's been happening there. We see it every day. We also will be hosting NCAA men's basketball in March too, and that's even larger than the NHL Draft. So that's 19,000 people that will be coming in for those games. But they haven't been to Buffalo in a while, and so they'll just see the Heritage Point construction site as a construction site, so that they might see it as progress. We're seeing it as just kind of a dead construction site. So we have to look at through another lens as well as somebody who doesn't see it every day.
That's a good
true.
point.
Yeah.
All sides, really.
Patrick, can I ask you too, because we hear a lot from restaurant owners, business owners downtown, that there's a lot of frustration. And I think much of it comes from so many people having now transitioned to working from home or not coming downtown as much as they used to. And so we know a lot of these businesses, restaurants are struggling. So when people come here for these big events, for basketball, for hockey, is there enough for them to do downtown? Are there enough places for them to eat downtown? And then how do you handle that? Do you guide them different places from your role? Like, I'd love to hear kind of
How
your
that
perspective
works.
on how that works and what you do, what you think about that.
Yeah. So like with NCAA and with the draft, we will have a big core of volunteers that will be out on the streets directing people around, especially with NCAA, because we have that 2-hour window of time where we have to get everybody out of the arena, get them fed, have them go to the craft
Right.
breweries to get some drinks, and then go back in for the evening session. So it's really important for us to, keep everybody informed on where they should go and what they should do. We work through social media on all of that as well. We'll have landing pages. We also now have a visitor center down at Canal Side as well, where we'll be directing people. But we will start all of that, all those conversations with our restaurants, with our community in the next couple of weeks, because they need to get prepared for that influx of those visitors that are coming in, and letting us know because like I said, we employ social media. And so we will have people stationed at different restaurants in the downtown area saying, hey, they've got tables at Big Ditch. They've got some availability at Pearl Street. So send people here. And it's very coordinated. So we've had a lot of good success over the last couple of years of fine tuning what we do. And NCAA loves what we do with that in between time. And that's why they love coming back to Buffalo because of what we do to engage with the fans.
Patrick, Katie and I love Buffalo. Katie grew up here. I've made Buffalo my home. I've lived here 15 years. We want to be part of the action. We want to be the voice.
And Patrick, we've got a lot to say.
You do?
How do we make this happen, Patrick?
Well, come in. Let's talk about it. Let's get you on a commercial or something. We're getting ready to shoot our new winter commercial for next year, so we can have you going down the toboggan at Chestnut Ridge.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have long said, Patrick, I someday will be a docent and or a tour guide, and walk people around places. But the problem is going to be, I told Ed, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, okay, everybody, just a quick side story from when I was 20. And then I'll just launch into
Or
something.
it's like, oh, by the way, we were here covering a story here, and
you're not going to believe what happened in
4
this
people
building.
were arrested
here. Oh my
here.
gosh, yes.
Let's put you out on the street during NCAA with some cameras and having you interact with these folks while they're here. That would be great. We have great caps that we're having made for our volunteers this year. They would look great on you guys.
I would love to help you guys out. I mean, look, we love being part of the community. We love being in the community.
Ask me about Buffalo.
Literally, I mean,
ask
realistically, I don't think, Patrick, you could ask for 2 better ambassadors.
I agree.
Oh, Patrick, it was a pleasure to have you. Is there anything else we need to ask him about?
I just want to go to the comments here once again because Peter had a really good question.
Let me pull this one up quick first. Paula,
Right.
Ed, a lot to say.
You know me, Peter. Patrick, gosh, I keep doing this because I wanted to bring up Peter's comment. How would somebody volunteer for these draft events? Can somebody volunteer?
Yeah, you can go on our website. You can send us an email. You can write to me, Kaler, Kaler at Visit Buffalo. I'll set you up with our team. You can call our office as well. We'll get you set up. We have training for our volunteers. We have a new certified travel ambassador program that we can put people through as well. It costs $5 and you get breakfast out of it. But
Great.
it's a training program, for our residents, for our frontline staff as well, so that they know all of the resources. And it's just really extending that city of good neighbors vibe that we have here, and just making it so much more welcoming for all of those visitors that come in, because our repeat visitation is so strong, and it's always about the people that our visitors get to interact with.
I love it how Patrick's like, if you want to get involved, just email me. We're like, we're going to have him on the show. We're going to talk to him for half an hour. We're going to bug him for half an hour.
Honestly, okay, so Patrick is one of my favorite people in Western New York because, first of all, he's so accessible.
Yes.
And second of all, when you talk about somebody who is doing the best for Buffalo, he's doing it. I mean, he's bringing Buffalo to all different audiences more than we could.
Especially because we love this city, too.
Exactly. We're so passionate about it, and it drives us every single day, Patrick.
And having you two on the show, Patrick, we appreciate the transparency, too.
Yeah.
When we're able to, listen, when we're able to say, hey, this is an expensive cruise, let's talk about it. And you're like, okay, well, here's who it's geared toward, but here's the bigger picture, too.
And you're able to answer all of these questions from all of our cuppies. And I think so many people really do value value that interaction and that authenticity, Patrick. So you're the best.
Thank you.
Well, thanks. I've got the best job in Buffalo.
Yep.
And I have so much fun. You have 3 years on me, Ed. I just started my 13th year last week, and I hope to be able to retire from Buffalo in this job. It's just so much fun, and I've got a great team. And now with these increased resources that we're able to, tell the Buffalo story with a larger megaphone, and it's just been a lot of fun. I love my job, even though we're going to get snow tonight. It's fantastic because do you know what? We are now advertising winter in Buffalo. We've never done that before, and it's a great time to come to Buffalo.
Because
Makes total
embrace
sense.
it.
Right, exactly.
I say that all the time. I wrap my baby up as we go out for a walk. I go, "You're a Buffalo baby. You better get used to this." And we just go because you got to embrace it. That's where we live.
Well, listen, Peter, Patrick.
You know what?
That's why.
Patrick, if you're just looking for one person to be in charge of.
No, stop, because what I was going to say is when you're ready to retire, you give me a call. Stole the words right out of my mouth.
No, actually, I was just trying to kick you out of the game.
Typical.
Yeah.
Patrick, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you.
Yeah, such a
Thanks,
pleasure
Ethan.
to talk to you.
Thanks, Ethan. I appreciate it.
Bye, Patrick.
See you later. It's so funny. We love chatting with him.
Yeah, Ethan. Yeah.
Oh my
go on.
gosh! You know what's so funny? Remember when Hannah Bueller was here and she was reporting live for us, and she kept calling us Ked or Kate or
Ked.
Ked, yeah.
Ked.
Ked
Back
and
to you,
80.
Ked, she said. Well, you're reading Peter's comments and say, Patrick, I know it's so funny.
It's hard to think and
guess
read
what,
at
Ed?
the same time.
You're out.
I know. Well, he probably thinks I'm a moron. Whatever.
I'm texting him right now. Can you believe this guy?
Marguerite says Patrick loves his job, and it shows. It sure does.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's true. As hard and as tough as we are, or I am, on the city itself, right? I think that there is an accountability aspect, and I think in my role in particular, it is critically important that we take a hard look and poke holes in what's going on. It's only because we have a love of this community and want to see it succeed, thrive, and move forward.
You do it. We do it out of love. You have to look at things with a critical lens, though.
Right.
I mean, even in your own life, sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look at different things with a critical lens because you care. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
You care.
Happy to do that. Erie County Butter. Do
That's
I remember
great.
referring to Aga?
Ezekiel.
them bones gonna. Isn't that song?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's funny, though. I'm trying to think of all the E names I can think of.
Ezekiel, Eeyore.
Thanks a lot, Eeyore.
When we had the Buffalo Braves, Larry says the market was not as big as it is today. Really think about all the media outlets, streaming services, the coverage for the NBA is huge.
And it's so funny because I don't know that we have a total grasp of that here because we don't have a team.
That's fair.
Do you know what I mean?
And we haven't for a long time.
I never played basketball. You'll be shocked to hear I never played basketball. I don't
You
think
didn't?
I
I
don't
did.
think you did either. So you'll be shocked to hear we never played basketball. But
Evan.
it is such a huge sport across
Yeah.
the country.
It's very, very well watched.
Right.
Crystal says, thanks for the Marco's recommendation. Reservations tomorrow before the Sabres
Tell
game.
Marco I said hi.
Yeah, make sure you say hello to Chef Marco. We love him.
Yeah, and his lovely wife,
What's his wife's name?
Victoria.
Ah, that's so sweet.
I love that name. That was one of my top girls' names.
Vicky.
That was my grandma's name.
Ah. Briefly, what else do you want to talk about? Oh, the state parks. This is so cool. This is so cool. Governor Hochul revealing her State of the State address
I have to
yesterday.
take your volume just a teeniest.
Sorry. This is so cool.
The screaming.
I'm very passionate about this. I think this is awesome.
No, I agree because Devil's Hole is awesome.
I've never been there.
Really? Yeah,
Really.
It's very cool.
So basically, the governor wants to connect Niagara Falls State Park, Whirlpool State Park, and Devil's Hole. Why is this important? Because there are 3 separate parks right now, all in the same area. But what this would do was basically increase all of the paths and trails that are available connecting all 3 parks. So you're getting 5 more miles worth of trails.
And it really is cool.
Yeah.
I will say Devil's Hole. So it's right near the gorge, right? So I'm pulling up some pictures here. It is very... It has a lot of elevation. So as you can imagine, right? It's right near the gorge. So there's a lot of stairs. There's a lot of... it's kind of like an intense tight. I mean, you could certainly take it slowly, right? But it is cool because it's very different than what you see at Niagara Falls State Park.
Yeah. It's complete. I mean, you're seeing the rapids in some cases, right?
Yeah, like you can take those stairs like all the way down and you kind of like walk. My parents would like to walk. Like people, love walking over there. It's really neat. And then you see those jet boats too, which is cool.
Jeanette wondering, how have I never been there? I don't know. I don't know, genuinely. I mean, I love Niagara Falls. I love going to the park. But I genuinely have never been there. Right, exactly, Paula. She's been here her whole life and never been there. But now that they want to connect all three, that is so awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. The more connection you can have between stuff like that too, because then you get people who are like runners, bikers, because they can add that to their.
And it's building out the capacity for things like the aquarium.
Oh, I love the aquarium.
I know you do, which is also a big benefit for not only Buffalo, but Niagara Falls and all of Niagara County. It's huge.
I just love those animals. Everything is so cool. I like it. It blows my mind that we can have that kind of stuff here.
Well, we got to be like an amphibian and slither out of here.
Bye.
Bye.